not people, woman. So I would like you to explain what, in your definition, what a woman is.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
there are people who identify as different genders who are capable of getting pregnant. That is my position on this. I am not going to feed more into the bigotry of that question.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I wanted to react to this video that went viral recently. It's at the Arizona State Senate where they're debating House Bill 2427, which issues greater penalties for those guilty of domestic violence against pregnant women. Pregnant women. So in order to establish laws pertaining to women, it helps that one is able to define what a woman is. And I believe that's the point this legislator is making. So let's take a look.
I would like you to explain what, in your definition, what a woman is.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
there are people who identify as different genders who are capable of getting pregnant. That is my position on this. I am not going to feed more into the bigotry of that question.
Thank you, Mr.
So from the onset, clearly it's been established that asking whether men can get pregnant is bigotry. This lady compares this question of whether men can get pregnant to bigotry. So that's where we're at. So let's take a look.
Chairman, Matt Gress, Legislative District 4, thank you for hearing this bill.
Just, I want your opinion on this and your answer. Can men get pregnant?
Mr. Chairman, no.
Thank you. And there was a reason why I asked that question. It's because of our culture and the idiocy that's out there about men getting pregnant, about, what is a woman, define a woman, all that stuff. So I thought it was kind of relevant to this bill. In fact, I was even thinking about an amendment to ensure that those thoughts are instilled in statute, that men cannot get pregnant, and if a pregnant man's assaulted, that doesn't have a part of it. But anyway.
And that's the thing now. Legislators are going to have to consider this, that they make it clear who these bills are for. Are they for women? Are they for biological males who identify as women? They have to make it clear. They can't, unfortunately, we shouldn't have to do that in this day and age. We are supposed to be progressive. We're supposed to be civilized and, intelligent. But unfortunately, we're not at that position anymore. We can't claim that when we can't answer a basic question of whether men can get pregnant. Thankfully, this lawmaker had no problem answering that question, and that's how it should be. Can you imagine, even just 5 years ago, that question would have been laughed at? It would have been an insult to one's intelligence to be asked that question, especially definitely 10 years ago. This is going to affect laws that pertain to women. We're expecting our lawmakers to protect our interests because they're supposed to represent us, both male and female. And if we're talking about domestic violence, we're talking about pregnancy, we're talking about issues that affect women, but yet they can't define what a woman is, or they're willing to erase women so that they can include everybody. And therefore, how can you claim that the laws are pertaining to women anymore? How can you claim that you have the interests of us at heart when you can't define what women are?
Just wanted to kind of see where you were at on that, but I knew you were on the right side, so.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for hearing the bill.
Yes, sir.
Against, Marilyn Rodriguez.
Good morning.
Or,
Mr. Chair, members, Marilyn Rodriguez with Creosote Partners on behalf of our client, the Arizona Coalition to End Sexual and Domestic Violence, in opposition to this legislation. Leaving discretion with the courts and prosecutors is in the best interest of survivors of sexual assault and domestic violence, and we strongly encourage a no vote against this legislation, which we believe is an attempt to place a greater value on unborn human life than domestic violence victims. Thank you.
Right, so she's saying that the baby in the womb basically shouldn't matter. That's basically what she's saying.
so, Ms. Rodriguez, Marilyn, can men get pregnant?
Mr. Chairman, yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Did you hear that laugh? Someone laughed. I don't blame them. This is a very serious matter in terms of what the bill is for. And this woman is making a mockery of the whole thing. She just stood there and boldly proclaimed that men can get pregnant. Because why? As a woman, her priority is protecting the feelings of biological males. That's her priority. And this is a woman who you would think would have an interest in protecting other women. But no, her priority is protecting the feelings of biological males, to the point where she's willing to sound stupid by saying that men can get pregnant and embarrass herself.
To that point,
And I'm not done. Define what a woman is, in your
Mr.
opinion.
relevance, point of order.
Thank you very much.
It is relevant, and point of order not recognized. I would like you to answer that, because you are speaking on behalf of a bill that involves pregnant women, and I would like to get your take on that.
You've got to know what a pregnant woman is if you're going to be for or against a bill that pertains to pregnant women. I'm sorry. You can't be somebody who wants to play dumb and say that you can't define what a woman is, but claim that you want to interject and have influence over bills that pertain to women.
Mr. Chairman, I'm speaking in opposition to a bill
Right.
related to the domestic violence against people who are pregnant.
Against a woman who is pregnant, that's in the bill.
People who are pregnant, just stop. How ridiculous. This is why the rest of the world is laughing at us. This is why the rest of the world does not respect us.
Well, not people, woman. So I would like you to explain what, in your definition, what a woman is.
Mr. Chairman,
Yeah.
there are people who identify
Women.
as different genders who are capable of getting pregnant. That is my position on this. I am not going to feed more into the bigotry of that question.
Okay. Well, thank you. I just want to make a comment of, the reason I asked that question is there's two different philosophies in this room regarding this bill, and I think it is relevant to this bill. And I concur with Senator Rogers it's a sad day in our nation where you have a bill that's being run that is protecting pregnant women. Just a few short years ago, we knew what a woman was. We knew men could not get pregnant, and I still believe they cannot get pregnant. I was called a bigot this morning because of that philosophy. It's insane where we become, and until we continue to push back on the idiocy that's out there as to men getting pregnant, people that cannot define what a woman is, and we have to keep telling the truth that God created them male and female, and real men protect real women, period.
Thank you. It's the degradation and the downfall of society that we are witnessing. There's no way to sugarcoat that. Because can you imagine our children growing up and hearing this sort of rhetoric? How confusing it's going to be now when they hear people like this. And these are people who are supposed to be respected. The people who go along with this are willfully ignorant and are dumbing themselves down and are attempting to dumb down everybody else. If you go along with this, then you're just, going along with your own downfall, as far as I'm concerned, because no good can come from this. I'm sure she would call herself a feminist because she's fighting for pro-choice and, abortion rights, basically trying to say that it puts too much weight on the life of the unborn child, as if you can put enough weight on the life of an unborn child. You can't put enough value on the life of an unborn child. Who does she think she is to even say how much weight we should put on the life of an unborn child? Yet she's someone who can't even define what a woman is. We're no longer going to have laws and policies that are specifically for women, people who were born women, biological females. And once that happens, we're going to start to see more and more that our rights and our interests are going to be infringed upon. This is where it starts. And as this man rightly said, just a few short years ago, this was not an issue. So you see how far we've fallen in a few years, like in 5 years, even from 2020. We've fallen so much. And it did start with, a lot of it had to do with COVID. A lot of the waters were tested during COVID, and we failed because we complied and went along with everything, letting the powers that be know that they can basically get us to jump through their hoops, lock us in our homes, get fat, get unhealthy, while telling us that, their shot is going to protect us. Never mind getting outside and exercising and getting some vitamin D, all of which affects how your body responds to COVID, by the way. Never mind that, just lock us in our houses, shut down our businesses, and, we can collect a check like we're a socialist country. That's what happened in 2020, and now they know that they can try that with us, that society can easily be influenced, brainwashed, to the point where if they tell you that saying only women can get pregnant is bigotry, then you're going to deny that only women can get pregnant. If they tell you that it's transphobic to not accept a biological male in women's sports, then you're just going to be okay with biological males beating up women in the MMA and dominating track, swimming, everything, taking our records. You're just going to be okay with that. Their labels clearly have power over people. Nobody wants to be labeled, so they're willing to go along with everything and look dumb in the process. So let me know what you think about that exchange. I mean, can this female lawmaker, what was her name? Rodriguez? Forgotten her first name. Is there any justification for what she did there? Please let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts below and take care of yourselves. I'll see you in the next video.